Hello everyone, another update. As you can see, this weekend made quite a bit of progress. The double cab is now sat on the chassis, and that wasn't too difficult, as I say, but did have to take the front tyres off, drop some standard tyres on there, which both tyres were flat, so I had to put it on some skates and winch it in underneath the cab and that, but did get it in there and that and on, and that, as I say, is just sat on there. These two body mounts here, the ones in the footwells, and that these ones here, them two did line up, and that, as you can see there, but the front ones and that line up front to back, but as you can see with the holes and that, they're about 20mm out side to side, and that, so shame really. So I've got some spacers in there, so I'll have to either put a plate on the top of here and that, just to and then bump this out. I have got the mounts off the other chassis and that, which I could cut this off completely and then put the other front cross rail right across on the top of there then, which will give me a front bumper mount here and that, so that is an option, and that, but engine did drop in there nice, and that just missed on the and that on the steering box there. The front and that shock hoops and that again did clear, just get my fingers in there, but it is sat on the body lift, and that, as you can see, there's probably a spacer in there. Then this is the mount. Oh, a bit dark there, you can just see it. Oh, and that's the rear cab mount there, and that, which obviously there is no mounting in there, and that, so I think we'll drill a hole and keep that one, and then I do need to put a mounting tab and that a bracket up here. Then you can just see where the body mount would sit there. That's the one that was on the tub from the old one, so we'll just make one up, weld it to the chassis there, and same again, and that we are quite tight on the I'm gonna say that's very dark there, isn't it? That, let me see if we can get a torch here, and that, then we can lighten this up then. Yeah, there we go. Then you can see the, oh, where are we then? There we go, and that's it. Then you can see that's the rear cab mount up there, and obviously we're missing one, and that just there, so we'll need to weld one on the chassis there, and that, and then fuel pipe in and up and into there. But as I say, you can see we are very, very close, and that inside there, so we won't be able to go much lower. So it is sat on the body lift and that, and as you can see there, and that, it's another cab mount and that to make it the back there, and then we are sitting virtually where he needs to be. We're squared up side to side, and that on the sliders there, and that, so I do need now then to cut another hole and that here then for the twin sticks, and that, so that's probably going to be about here. Just do a measurement drill and cut that out, and that easy enough. But as I say, these ones did drop straight down through. It's a shame the other ones and that didn't line up, but I do think I'll just cut the front cross member off, and that cut these off, and then just weld it up through. But it is looking pretty sweet, is that? So do need a new windscreen. I didn't do that. That was like it when I bought it. Initially I bought this cab, and that purely just for making up the winch bumpers, but after looking at it and then seeing a few of them on the internet, the double cabs and that erring doors, and that she don't like going out in the soft top now, and that says people look at her, stare at her too much. So I don't know, perhaps you might feel a little bit better and that been out and about in this one. I do have a tub for the back, but I think it's a Mark 5 one, but it's been reskinned, possibly with Mark 6 sides and that. So somebody's it was a single cab, somebody's cut it down into an extra cab, and then I've got to shorten it again, and that. So, and again, it's probably going to be coming out here and that, but I do like them when they've been bobbed and that, so we may tour with the idea of actually bobbing the back end down and that as well, so it's a nice real short tub and that. But we'll see when that's offered up. But for starters, we'll get all this and that bolted up, and then there's a lot more clearance now and that up here to the old Mark 1 and that. So and then we'll just decide on a winch bumper again, and that whether to go for the tube bumper and that, or a bit of a like the ARB TGM bumper and that. But we'll do some rooting around on the internet and see what they look like. And then obviously this is the old wiring loom from the Mark 5 and that, so just got to splice mine. A lot of that is obviously redundant now because this engine's got the mechanical pump on it. Don't need a lot, just a few wires, ignition, fuel cut off solenoid, starter, relay, and that power just to the glow plug timer, and that's about it. When I took the engine out, I did disconnect the brake booster and that the reservoir, and that took it all off, so I didn't have to drain the brake fluids and that is the 1-inch bore and that from the Land Cruiser. So I'll take this one here off and that, because the pipes have been chopped off anyway. Then hopefully tweaking a bit of the brake pipes, we'll get this one to bolt back up to that, and then see then whether we can use the starter relay and that from the Mark 5. Obviously that's the alternator and that power there. None of this will get used now, the diagnostic side of it, because it's purely just going to be everything's mechanical. The old just the 2.4 turbo diesel there and that. It's not going to be a rocket ship. But would be nice, you know, possibly maybe do the Lexus V8, but as that engine's all working all right, and that will be a job for another day, well, another year probably. But apart from that, it all went on smoothly. So just a few little tweaking here and there, but nothing too drastic. But as I say, if you do have any thoughts, I don't think I'll do an exo cage and that this time. Don't really want to cut any holes in the wings and that. I'll just keep it as the rock sliders, winch bumper. If anybody does watch these videos and they've got any thoughts on sort of a bumper to put on there and that, leave a comment. It'd be nice to hear and that. But as I say, if there is one person who does watch this, then at least somebody's paid an interest. But alright, I'll give you an update again then, probably when the engine's all up and running, and that might do a small one just when the transfer levers and that are all in and connected, and that. So we'll say bye for now.